Hello, my name is Gabriel, and welcome to Only Fails. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.
Okay, before we get started, I just want to start off with a quick disclaimer. The material covered in this video is one person's story. There is no second source verification, and it is for entertainment purposes only. So you were 17 years old and living in New Jersey when 9/11 happened. What was that like?
It was an interesting time. I was a misguided youth. I was doing a lot of drugs, partying a lot, kind of flunking out of school, and working as a busboy at the Jersey Shore. My dad actually worked in New York City. I spent a lot of time in New York City as a kid. So when the terrorist attack happened, it hit real close to home, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life, and I took the ASVAB, and I scored really well. I got a 98 when it was out of 100. And next thing you know, there's a Marine recruiter in the principal's office calling me down, and my parents were against me joining the military, but at 17, you can do it on your own. And so I did, and they didn't know it. And so the journey begun.
So you took the test, they came to the principal's office, they wanted you to join.
Because I wrote that I wanted to join the military. So I scored really well, and I wrote that I wanted to join the military. Because I did. Both my grandfathers were World War II vets. So I had a lot of pride in my country, and that's what I wanted to do.
So you joined. Then what?
So then I managed to finish high school and get my diploma. And then I started out at community college. And at this point, backtrack, shortly before 9/11, I overdosed on PCP. I was given a gravity bong hit of PCP. And my whole life kind of was like a whirlwind. So I don't remember if that was before I talked to the Marine recruiter or after, but I don't really remember what happened. And I know that it was intentionally put in the gravity bong for me to smoke by another guy who was also a Marine, now I come to find out. So whatever happened, I was led on a trip, and I did not know I had joined the Marine Corps. My parents told me that they didn't let me, but I come to find out they don't have to let me. If I was 17, I could do it on my own, and I really wanted to. So I go to community college, I do really well, I get awards, and I get go on to transfer to Rutgers University, State University of New Jersey, and I get into a really good economics program there. My first day going to the dorm, I had this Greek guy as my roommate. His name was Alex Delmouzos. And all I remember is he was a very much like a hated America kind of guy, looking back. He thought 9/11 was an inside job. He had a lot of strong opinions. He also dubbed himself a hooligan, which is people that start trouble. And but I became friends with him because he was my roommate. We became like brothers. So we lived together that year in the dorm. We lived together the following year off campus with two other guys. And then the year after that, we lived together in the fall. And then he went home to Greece on winter break. I went to Israel on winter break. I did a birthright trip. He went to Greece. He never came back. He died on winter break in a car wreck. So I don't know when it hit me that when I came out of my fog and realized I did actually join the Marine Corps. I did talk to a recruiter. I did sign paperwork. So I was working that whole time serving my country. And I don't know what role I had, if any, in his death, but I know that another guy close to us from an African country also died shortly after Alex died. And then our landlord that senior year, Mike Rzinski from Poland, also died in an accident. So to me, 3 young guys don't just die that are closely connected like that. And I don't know what the coincidence is there, but it seems kind of strange. It's like one of those, am I involved in this? Did I have something to do with their death? Was it for good measure? I don't know.
Do you think those guys were involved in terror?
I do. I do. Alex was a hooligan, and he was trying to convince people that 9/11 was an inside job, and he was very much involved in that. And he also worked for the United Nations. I think that he had strong opinions against America.
So he was against the United States.
He was against, yeah. He said he was really liberal, but he was really a radical. And he had strong opinions, and he was very well-spoken, intelligent guy, so he had a strong message.
What was his message? Do you remember?
His message was, he was definitely not pro-Israel, I know that much. And so him and I didn't really talk about religion.
Yeah.
But he had messages of kind of like starting trouble. He was kind of a troublemaker.
Yeah.
But also a very smart, classy guy. And like I said, the whole time we were in school together, we were really good friends. And we did everything together. And he was also a really good soccer player, a really good athlete.
And all three of those guys died in accidents.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how Rosinski died. And I don't know how Keku died. The guy from Ghana and the guy that was Polish American. I don't know how they died, but I know Alex was supposedly in a car wreck. So were they targeted because of their affiliations? Could be, looking back, knowing that I was in the Marine Corps the whole time and I was sent to Rutgers and paired up with this Alex guy the first time I could step foot on campus. It seems like there was something to do with that.
So you almost feel like you were a spy on spies.
It's like, yeah, like I didn't know I was a spy.
Yeah.
And that makes a good spy when you
Right.
don't even know you're a spy.
Right.
And I think that Alex was in this country. He had dual citizenship, but I don't think he was in this country for a good reason.
So he was anti-American, but did you like him? You seemed to like him a little bit.
I did. We were friends.
Yeah.
We were like
Yeah.
best friends because we partied together a lot.
Yeah.
And he was a fun guy. And I didn't know I was spying on him at the time.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was really that bad of a guy because I didn't know his background, right? I didn't know what kind of stuff he was up to in Greece. I didn't know who he was connected with in terms of international people.
What was he up to in Greece?
He was a hooligan. He used to go to soccer games and start riots.
Yeah.
And that's the least of it, probably.
Yeah.
It's kind of a painful thing to talk about because I was really sad when he died.
Yeah.
But now come to find out, maybe he was supposed to die
Yeah.
because of what he was up to.
Yeah. So do you think you have PTSD?
I do.
100%.
I do. I have a hard time with relationships.
Okay.
Like I'm going through a divorce right now. All my I've had all my friendships and relationships have failed. Romantic and friendships. I'm a hard person to get close to. I push people away. And I think I'm afraid to get close. I also lost my brother to suicide. But I don't know if it was really suicide or not.
What could it have been? You think he was murdered?
I do.
How did he die?
Not.
How did he die?
Supposedly stepped in front of a train.
Do you think maybe he was pushed?
I do.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, that's happened before.
Yeah, and then the cops covered it up.
Yeah. Or suicide just seems easy and they go with it.
Yeah.
Because that's the easiest.
Or maybe they didn't
explanation.
know that he was pushed.
Well, of course not.
So they found his body
Yeah.
and they said he must have done that.
He must have tripped into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's possible.
I think he was working with somebody. I don't know. That's another, so do I have PTSD? Absolutely. You can ask my ex-wife. She'll tell you that there's something wrong with me.
Are you getting any treatment?
I take prescription medication. I go to AA. That's it, really.
You've done nothing like therapeutic for PTSD specifically?
No, because I don't even know if I'm really a veteran or not.
Got it. You're kind of in a limbo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what does your future look like?
Well, I have a daughter. She's 6. And she's here in Boise, in Meridian. And so I can't leave Idaho. But I got nobody here. So I'm basically here by myself working. I pick up gigs and I work as a loss control representative for an insurance company. And so it's good work. I like what I do. But I wish I was closer to my folks. My dad's in Jersey, mom's in South Carolina.
So if you could, if your daughter,
If I could take my daughter with me,
you'd leave.
I'd leave.
Yeah. Where would you go? New Jersey?
South Carolina.
South Carolina?
Yeah.
That's a good state.
Yeah.
South Carolina's a cool state.
My best friend is down there.
Yeah.
But I can't leave.
You're stuck.
Yeah. So I guess I'm in Idaho and
for like 12 years.
yeah.
Then you got to convince her to move with you, basically.
Or she's going to do her own thing and I can go do something else. Or maybe I'll just stay in Idaho because I do like it here.
Yeah.
But going through a divorce, you just want to separate. I came here for my wife. I didn't come here because I wanted to be here. I had lived in Reno, but I lived in Jersey for 30 years and then went to Reno for 4 years. I was working safety and security at the casino at Lake Tahoe, the big casino there.
Okay.
Which I think was also involved with the Marine Corps.
Okay.
I know they didn't call it the Marine Corps, but I think they sent me there to work. And then I was the same type of job at the Albertsons here in town during COVID, making sure everybody was safe, making sure everything got where it needed to go and nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
Testing out facial recognition software and doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Pretty important stuff.
Yeah. So what happened with your marriage?
Well, my wife has type 1 diabetes and she had to have 4 knee surgeries in 2 years. My daughter never learned how to sleep in her own bed. So we stopped having sex, we became roommates. And when you're roommates and you fight, you move out.
Yeah.
When you're not intimate, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then I also had a few manic episodes. I actually killed all the fish in the fish tank because I thought it was sorcery. I had kind of a flashback, kind of an episode there.
Yeah.
So I've been hospitalized a couple times in Idaho. And yeah, that's just my life, you know, but I just keep rolling. I failed so many times. I failed in my career, I failed in sports, I failed in relationships, and I failed with drugs and alcohol, but you just pick yourself back up and keep moving because what's the alternative?
Yeah, there is no alternative.
You die.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
You got to keep moving forward no matter how hard it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful to be alive, and there's always something to live for.
True.
This morning, at like 2 a.m., I was driving through the mountains for about 100 miles at night.
Yeah.
And that was fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like doing stuff like that.
Yeah, the mountains in Idaho are nice for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If someone out there was watching this video and was looking to join the United States Marine Corps, what would you
I'd say, hoorah, do it. It's the most interesting life I could have had.
So you're all in.
All in.
You'd encourage somebody, do it.
Do it. You want to sit on base for the rest of your life doing nothing? Join the Army or the Air Force. If you want to be on a ship doing cool stuff, join the Navy. If you want to live, hoorah, join the Marine Corps.
That's a good advertisement. I think they'd approve.
Yeah.
You have any closing comments? Anything you'd like to leave the viewers with?
Yeah, it's grateful to be alive. God bless America.
Perfect, man. Thanks for sharing your story. This takes courage and bravery, and I wish you the best. Thank you.
Thanks.